Welcome back to the studentcast. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, boys, we saying.
Thank you to everyone who listened to the first episode. Hopefully, we're going to keep you and get you to come back for more. Got some great topics today. Might as well just kick it off straight away. So, first thing I want to talk about is Freshers Week at uni.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most hype things you can talk about at uni. Like
Overrated, straight away.
All right. We'll get into that. So, what I want to get into is what did you think Freshers Week was going to be like, and what was it was it actually like?
Yeah. So listen, there's levels to it. My expectations was literally that I was going to have literally my whole cock was not going to work for about 2 weeks. I was expecting just drinking, sex, partying non-stop, yeah? And but in reality, unless you're some paying 10 out of 10 man or female, like, it's not going to happen realistically, because at the end of the day, what we sort of realise is we've just moved into a flat. In most cases, it's a completely new area of London or of England. Like, was you really going to go out in the club on a fucking Sunday, yeah, and just start pulling left, right, and centre? No, because at the end of the day, you have to sort of immerse yourself within this brand new environment. So, like, let's just say with my flat, for instance, I moved in with 9 other people. I know some flats are different, but basically, that means you've got to make friends with these 9 people who you're going to go clubbing with, unless you know someone from before. So if you're from the local area, then obviously it's just another night out clubbing for you. But in most cases, people have moved from their homes for probably the first time in their lives. So for Freshers Week, listen, I'm not hating on Freshers Week because it's a great experience, and it's definitely something that I feel like first years will miss this year. However, I don't think people can't go into it with such high expectations and then be disappointed.
Yeah,
and work out.
I mean, I think I'm different though. I don't even like clubbing at all. Like, I don't even like that whole experience. I think it's a waste of time and money. Like, people who love going clubbing and go clubbing every week, I really don't see the point. What are you getting out of it? You're just getting pissed and losing money, and half the time. But Freshers Week, I actually didn't even know much about Freshers Week until uni started, and then started hearing. No, I never even heard about Freshers Week until then. And we went to an event, the first event. It was like a UV party, but it was the deadest thing I've ever seen. Attic Uxbridge, right? I'm outing you now, right? Attic Uxbridge, you are not the one. That was dead, right? They just gave us glow sticks to fucking put around our neck and said it was UV, right? That is not happening.
Okay, well, I just like to say, you know what? Attic Uxbridge is actually not that bad, like, because at the end of the day,
it's not that bad because it's the only one in the area.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've been to a few clubs in my time. You know what I fucking mean? But I've been to a few clubs now, and like, it's just the same thing. It's always the same sort of like loud music that was either popular in the 1970s or is popular now, and like you always have these people who start just shouting the lyrics. People who just it's a very basic night out, and I feel like I definitely have more fun being at a mate's house, paying 1/10 of what you'll be paying for a bottle of alcohol. Because listen, I don't care. No one is making me pay £100 for a £30 bottle of vodka.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd.
I would rather die than pay £100 for a fucking 30. But are you dumb? £30 for a bottle of vodka, and these men obviously they'll probably be getting like wholesale. So they're probably getting, I don't know the exact numbers. Let's just say they're probably getting £15 per bottle. Yeah. The amount of profit. Listen, if all you business students out there, yeah, invest in a fucking nightclub and get these bottles, because
not right now. Now they're closed, but.
Oh yeah, no, to be fair. But listen, even when you go on like a lad's holiday, for instance, I don't know if you go to Ibiza, for instance, Ibiza, fam, they were charging €13 for a bottle of water. Are you mad? 13. I'm not even joking with you.
That's extortion.
Listen, mate, you're in a club, yeah, and you're off your tits. You're so drunk, and you're sweating. You've been dancing for about 4 hours, and the only thing you can think about is some beautiful Nectorious bottle of water. And then man says, "Oh no, sorry, it's gonna be €13."
Jesus.
Honestly, I promise you, I did not drink a bottle of water. I was literally there. I was like, you know what? If dehydration is what kills me, so be it. Because €13 is a rip-off.
Yeah. I mean,
And you know, yeah, go on, Karen.
right.
What you gonna say?
I wanted to bring it back to the clubbing in the UK because
Oh yes, sorry, sorry. Okay, but yeah,
we'll get into the abroad stuff at a different point. But
okay.
getting into the clubbing and Freshers Week in the UK, the thing that I saw that baffled me was I've never seen this before because there's so many people that come into Freshers Week that have never been out, right? They've never gone out in their life. This is the first time they've left their mum and dad, and they're like drunk with freedom, right? So they are getting absolutely shattered, and then some idiot decides to open a mosh pit in a club with sticky fucking alcohol on the floor. Like someone's getting clamped, and it's like a closed space. So obviously you can't like stretch the walls out. It's only gonna be so big, and then you just see all these man them just trying to crowd this mosh pit. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't get what goes through people's brains that do that. Like, what is your intention? You're trying to get.
You know what? I'll give you a story. A little bit of a tangent.
Yeah.
So I saw Eminem at Reading in I think it was like 2017. And you know, with mosh pit, it's got to be like I don't know a Sheck West Mobamba sort of song where it's like
it has to have a
and
big
the beat
drop.
drops. Big man, these man would try and mosh pit to lose yourself. Are you crazy? They were literally like, if you had, move out, and I'm literally there like. And the thing is, and you know exactly the sort of people I'm talking about when you go to these sort of festivals who are doing mosh pits to lose yourself. Anyway, back onto the clubbing. Listen, like I'm in two minds about clubbing because at the end of the day, I can see the appeal to it because at the end of the day, it's better than a pub because it shuts later.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like dancing, being with your mates, trying to chirp someone. I see the fun of it. However, at the same time,
not every week, not every single week. We know from our school, there's a club, and I'm gonna add it, Faces in Ilford, right? Well-known Essex club. I haven't been, right? So I'm going to be chatting shit about it, but I haven't been.
I haven't been either.
Yeah, but I've heard enough to not want to go. The same people go to the same club every Friday to the same music and spend the same money for no reason. And then all they do, right, is record it on Snapchat when they order bottles with the fucking sparkler on it, right? They're ordering these hundreds of pound bottles of vodka and God knows what, just so they can snap how they're spending money and they're in a club, right? I'll get you that same bottle and that fucking sparkler for like £5, right? And we'll be good.
You know what? If you give me £10, I'll put a match in my mouth and start blowing so sparks come out. Because I think it's just one of them ones where, you know what, for Faces, I'm not going to hate on it because at the end of the day I haven't been there, so it's difficult to say, oh, I dislike it because this is blah, blah. At the end of the day, a club's a club. Like you're getting what you pay for.
Yeah.
And also, you see all these nutty footballers, all these towery lot going there, so there's got to be something good about it. However...
I mean, I think it's just the name. I think it's just the idea of going there. Like, what are you getting out of it that this week, that you haven't gotten out of it last week? Like, what are you missing out? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I used to work in a nightclub. I used to work behind a bar.
Yeah.
At a nightclub that I shall not mention. However, I feel like a lot of the people you get, they're in the club to purely flex. When you get a table, I have never seen someone. You know what? It's always the weird people it's always, you know, get them weird people who buy a table and then record it the whole night. It's like, yeah, I got a table. Me and my boys got a table for £50 each. Like, and you're sort of there like, mate, the table's not even that nice. Literally, before work, I'm sitting on that table. I'm literally like, so you're paying. You know, in some clubs you pay like £500 for a VIP table.
Yeah.
Mate, you can buy your own table and chairs for about £250. You can literally buy a nice set of. I don't know. You can buy like
bring in your own table. Just bring it into the club. Put it on the floor.
No, listen. You know what? You know how you can go to restaurants and they don't have a license, so you'll have to bring your own wine. Mate, go to a club and bring your own table. What are they going to do?
Well, they could not let you in.
Mate, what? Mate, I've got a table. I'll fucking throw it at them. What are they gonna do, mate? I don't care how wham you are. You know, security guards usually wham.
Yeah.
You're not beating up my table, especially if I buy like a nice steel one.
Yeah.
You're doing fuck all. You're moving out of the way. You're like, okay, sorry, lads. Have a great night.
Imagine bringing like a solid oak table, like the extendable ones, the ones that seat like 8 people, and you bring it like you need 4 men to carry it there, and then you just leave it outside the nightclub like this is our table.
However, to be fair, everyone will look at you and be like, "Oh, you're sick. Let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a drink." I'll be like, you know what? If you want to buy me a drink, have a bet you buy that £400 bottle of fucking Jack Daniels. Go on.
It's just the same. It's the same thing as the corner shop next to the nightclub, but it's just a bit bigger.
Oh, mate.
It's just a bit bigger.
It generally upsets me how many people will literally. Oh, because I don't know. Because listen, when you go to a club, the amount of ice bartenders put ice in your drink.
Yeah.
Ice is the biggest fraud. I'm atting the whole H2O community here. Ice is fucking pointless. It's dead.
No, it's not. Okay,
It's so dead.
Well, I'm gonna get into this, but ice. I'm a big backer of ice. I
fucking know you are. You love ice.
I do love ice. I have in my freezer 2.5 by 2.5 inch cubes of ice that I use. Right. The ice. All right, I get you. If anyone's like filling your drink, let's say with like the Coke machine that you use, and they put loads of ice in it, that is a scam. But if they give you like a bottle of Coke, like a sealed bottle, and then they give you a glass with ice in it, you're still getting the same amount of Coke. You're just getting ice as well.
Yeah, okay. But when does that ever happen? Because realistically, if you're in the club, and you buy a glass bottle, your whole purpose is throwing out someone's heads.
Yeah.
That is the only purpose, and that's the reason why they put plastic bottles in all these clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, let me go on back to this, my hate for ice. Listen, you know me. All men that know me know that if I go to a place and they say, "Oh, would you like?" I have a Diet Coke and no ice.
Yeah.
Because the ice, you're getting so much less actual liquid than, and also like because it's water, like it's sort of, I don't know how to explain
dilutes
it.
It dilutes the flavour.
It dilutes the flavour, and you know what? If I'm paying £6 for, sorry, £6.50 or something for a double vodka and Red Bull, and you put ice in my drink, we are fighting. We are getting out of that club, and the bouncers have to stop me because we're fighting there and then.
But bouncer's going to be Herb Dean, the ref, from the
mate, honestly, and I'm a dirty fighter. I'll bite. Don't put ice in my drink. And you know what? Sometimes I don't know, because like if you're in holiday, for instance, like if you're in Spain, if you're I don't know, in the Caribbean islands, ice cool. Because at the end of the day, in most cases, if you're staying at a resort, it'll be all inclusive, so you can get as many drinks as you want. Yeah. But if I'm paying £6.50, and you even look at the ice machine, put on your gloves. Put on your gloves. We are going outside that club and fighting right there and then. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. Do
you know what? I want to bring up the girls in clubs, right? This is the biggest, annoying thing ever. Because when I first came to uni, I was single. And I recently single as well. And like you, for Freshers Week, I thought, you can pull anyone in it. So you go up to a girl in a club and you start talking to her. Dead. Biggest L ever, right?
Talking to girls in a club is a fraud. And listen, and I'll get back to what you're saying, but I'm the sort of person who, I don't know, because of my moral sort of thing, I won't, and also because of how butters I am.
Yeah.
Getting off with a girl at the club, kissing as far as I'll go, because at the end of the day, listen, I feel like a lot of men need to hear this, so I'm saying this with chest.
Yeah.
If a girl is drunk,
no, you're not shagging her. You can't shag her.
Do not have sex with that girl.
Yeah, never.
Do not have sex with a girl that is drunk, because at the end of the day, when a girl's intoxicated, or even listen, it can go. If the shoe's on the other foot, if you're trying to get off with someone, and they are intoxicated, do not bring them home. And if you get a social media, talk to them the next day, say, "Oh, hi, how did you sleep? I really like you.
Yeah.
Let's go get something to eat." Because at the end of the day, you are not a nice person.
Yeah, you're taking advantage of someone.
You're taking complete advantage for your own ill-gotten gains.
Yeah.
And listen, sex are cool. Oh yeah, I'll go to clubs to get my dick wet. Listen, it's at the end of the day, I feel like getting this meaningless sex is just dead. It's pointless.
It
It's
really
pointless.
is. It really
It's so
is.
pointless, and you might need to pattern up.
Yeah.
Pattern up, honestly.
I guess it can only be fun for so long, and then everyone's like, it gets boring. Like, but at the same time, your morals are all off if you're just going to clubs to pull drunk girls. That is just disgusting. I hate those kind of man, and them that do that you need to check yourself. Like, just think about it this way: if you're a guy and your daughter is getting pulled, your daughter is drunk and she's getting pulled by some next man in a club, are you going to be okay with that? I don't think you would, right?
So, and you know what? If you can do them things, I pray to God that orange jumpsuit looks nice on you.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done out here, rude boy. Honestly, like, listen. I feel like surely getting a relationship and therefore lots of sex and actual meaningful, like you enjoy it, she enjoy it, sort of thing, is better than having sex with some drunk corpse.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. Like it is. I mean, I've never actually had a one night stand, so I can't I can't ever comment on having sex that one time. I've only ever had sex in a relationship, but
you fucking dog.
Yeah, dirty. But I definitely think that having one-offs, if you're both sober and you both want to do it, fuck it, it's fine. I couldn't give a shit. But if you're drunk and you're taking advantage, not the right mentality, and it's never going to be as good as if you're in a relationship. But say you're into like some weird shit, like let's say you like having pencils put up your ass, okay? You meet a girl first time, you're like, oh yeah, can you put that HB pencil in my ass? She's gonna look at you funny, or she's gonna run and call the police, right? But let's say you're in a relationship, it's been a while, you're like, oh, babe, I have this.
Put that fucking pencil on my dirty ass.
You're like, I have a thing. It's a bit weird, and you're like, I like it. I like having pencils put on my ass. She might look at you a bit funny, but she'll probably do it because you both love each other and you wanna.
Just quickly, I have interest. How would you ever bring it up in conversation? For example, if you're with your girl and if you're at university and you're walking past, if you're like Wilco, for instance, and you're past the pencil things, surely you are like
getting turned on
right here right now. Yeah, you're getting turned on. She's like, oh, is it because I'm wearing something nice? And you're gonna be like, yeah, sure, but as you slide, just stroke the HB pencils.
What if she wears all yellow with like a pink hat and she looks like a pencil?
Mate, if she wears a pencil skirt, she's done. She's done there and then.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like you probably way more likely to have that freedom, especially in a relationship, right? And once you do that and you actually like properly enjoy it, I don't think people ever want to go back to just having one night fucking shitty stands.
Yeah,
it's just a bit weird, isn't it? Like you're just shagging these one people. But right, on the topic of girls, I want to bring up Tinder. Right, Tinder, I have the biggest hate relationship for that whole fucking app in my life. I hate Tinder with a passion, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, so everyone in our age, or in and around our age, pretty much, there's no other easy way to meet people other than Tinder. Let's be honest. Like, Tinder is the only way you can meet people, which is really sad. Like, if you think about it, you have to go swiping through an app on Tinder.
Yeah.
But I came out of a relationship just before uni started, and I took a little bit of a break, just being myself, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I kind of want to try and meet someone. I felt that hole in my life.
Yeah.
So like any person, I was like, I guess I'm gonna use Tinder. So I made my account, signed in, put up my pictures and stuff, and I was like, I don't think of myself as an ugly guy, but I don't think I'm like some 10 out of 10 pen guy. I think I'm all right. Yeah. So I posted my pictures, added my bio and stuff, and let it go. I was like, oh, cool. I'm new to Tinder, might take a little while. I started swiping through. I was like, oh, this girl looks nice. Swipe right. But like most guys, I think guys swipe mainly right on most girls. But after like a week of getting maybe 3-4 matches in total.
Yeah.
That was the most depressing thing ever. I was like, I know people are seeing my profile. I know, especially at uni, everyone's on Tinder at uni. I know people are seeing it.
Because you literally, you're in your lecture and you say, oh, she looks at my profile there, she's going to swipe left. Like, mate, like, imagine the biggest L is you're in a lecture hall and someone in front of you swiping you on Tinder and she goes the other way.
Oh,
like, that's heartbreak. That's heartbreak.
I haven't had that happen, but fuck me, I've had people that I see on campus that I've swiped right on, and they definitely haven't swiped left. They've swiped left on me.
Now, you know what? There is one awkward thing is, both swiping together, talking for about with Tinder. I feel like, listen, I'm surprised I'm not mentioning it yet. I've lost weight. All right, that's a great way to put it. But basically, just during my peak of Tinder, listen, I was some fucking fat boy. Listen, I am literally the chai sloth. Basically, chai sloth, but I had big legs. So basically, I'm not a photogenic person as it is. Like I don't take photos.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them people who goes to, I don't know. You know when you go to Top Golf and you just get a photo of you taking a swing.
Yeah,
like,
I don't do that either. Yeah.
I'm not that sort of person. So like the photos I have, they're all very like, I don't know. I used one from my A-level results day that our local newspaper took. I was like, you know what, my hairline looks nice there. Let me use that one. So basically, so straight from the offset, I feel like I'm more of a personality guy than I'm a looks guy.
Yeah.
So Tinder is cursed because literally they see all the photos of me being, I don't know, like 20 kg bigger.
Yeah.
And they're instantly like, what the fuck is that? And things, I don't blame them. And listen, and like, at the end of the day, I don't blame you for not swiping. However, I feel like if we met, it's a different ball game sort of thing.
I 100% agree. And
I feel like it's so difficult to get a gauge of someone when you're texting, because especially when you, oh mate, there's nothing worse than you say a joke and she's just like, huh? And you're literally like, mate, I've poured my heart and soul into that joke. I've done 5 hours of research to find out the
free references.
Yeah, mate, literally, I put that on fucking I put it online and to get reference checks. Literally, it took me 10 hours to find out who the Zimbabwean president was in 1976. Yeah, but at the same time, you just say, "Ha, fuck you."
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is "fuck you." Just fake it. Fake me. Oh, that's so funny. You're so cool.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But the thing with Tinder is, right, girls have all the power.
100%.
They have all of the power. Girls get to pick and choose who they want. I've seen girls' Tinder. They've got hundreds of matches, and most of them they don't even talk to. And they literally pick like the pengiest of guys who are proper cunts. They just have their top off in every picture, thinking they're all that. Take a picture of them on with a Mercedes car like steering wheel.
And to be very clear, that Mercedes is not theirs. It's their parents that they have on finance.
Yeah.
So please do not flex a car. Do not flex anything that you didn't buy yourself. Listen, if your parents bought you a car for your 18th birthday, posting on Instagram, cool, I understand. But if you're showing off stuff that you didn't pay for yourself and you didn't work hard for, and you're flaunting it as if it is yours, please just take that clothes off and jump into the middle of some volcano somewhere, because that annoys me. Because at the end of the day, like literally, I bought my own car basically, and there's no better feeling than owning something that you bought yourself.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate putting hard graft at work, working 2 jobs, like working so hard just so you can have these 5 things in life. Then to have, and listen, I'm not blaming their parents, because at the end of the day, like
their parents are trying to give the best for their kids.
Yeah.
That's not their fault.
But at the same time, I generally feel like the way David Beckham's doing it, where his son works in a Costa Coffee or whatever. Yeah. It's such a great way of doing things. Because listen, I don't care if I was a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
If I had 13,492,064 pennies. Yeah. As soon as my child turns 16, they are getting a job. They are getting a job, and I'm no longer buying them. Other than the necessities, I'm not buying their clothes.
I mean, you'll pay for their food, you'll pay for their school.
Yeah, of course. I'm not some heartless bastard. But at the same time,
You have to teach them the
literally,
value of money. Like you have to.
I have learned so many life skills from working
Oh,
at a young age.
100%. 100. I think working at a young age is probably one of the best things someone can do.
Yeah,
If you start working at 16, you have to manage a job. You have to uh, follow someone else's work schedule, a boss, someone. You have to put in shifts, probably work when you don't want to.
yeah,
You're under contract, so you have to come in. If you don't work, you're not getting paid. You obviously want certain things when you start working. You're working towards stuff, and you learn how to. You grow up very quickly when
100%.
when you're working, and you're most likely living at home, which
Yeah,
means you're not paying for food. You're not paying for bills or anything. So all of your money is basically going to fund your hobbies and stuff, whatever you like to do. So I see
yeah.
absolutely no reason why someone at 16 doesn't go ahead, get a weekend job somewhere in an Asda stacking shelves. There's no shame in doing any job. I feel
100%.
like social media makes it like really everyone's on this graft. Everyone wants to be like a millionaire. Everyone wants to have loads of money, and it's like frowned upon to work in McDonald's or something.
There
Like
is
for
nothing at all. And you know what? I have so much respect for the people who, and the thing is, they're not even bottom of the barrel jobs. They're jobs.
yeah,
And the people who are usually hating, it's usually they're wearing this brand new D Square T-shirt that their mum bought
yeah,
because he did the dishwasher.
yeah.
Like, please have respect, because how many stories do you hear about all these multi-billionaires who started from the bottom?
You
And
have to.
in the immortal words of Aubrey, start from the bottom. Now we here.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter where you start your journey, because in most cases, if you are from an impoverished family, you are not starting your first job in some nutty fucking You're not going to be some nutty CEO of a company, are you?
yeah. You have to start from the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And all of us have to do it. So why do people think they have the right to to look at your job and think, oh, you know what, I'm better than you? No, you're not better. You're just a cunt at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Anyone who job shames, I have no respect for.
100%, 100%. And like I said, these are usually the people whose parents are filthy rich,
Yeah,
and they're driving a Range Rover, and you know what I mean. It's a very clear demographic of people, because any normal people, sorry,
yeah,
normal people who are raised from, I don't know, a working class, middle class,
yeah.
even, and the thing is, I'm not even trying to say that all rich people are the same, because
No, of course not.
a lot of their families came from the bottom, like these people are.
Mm.
But at the same time, I feel like you need to treat people how you would like to be treated. And the thing is, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. The reason why we're all wearing these nutty these Balenciaga crepes are disgusting. Yeah,
Yeah.
awful. I hate them.
Oh,
But at the same time, people wear them because, like, you know what? If I wear, people will start respecting me more. People think that I'm better looking for these trainers.
yeah.
Like,
That literally circles fully back to us talking about girls and Tinder. Girls,
exactly.
I firmly stand by this, right? Girls are so shallow. They're so shallow when it comes to looking at guys, right? They
I
see.
wouldn't say, okay, no. First of all, obviously, I don't want to say all girls, but there's
No, I'm
definitely
not saying all girls, but I definitely say as a general demographic, like if you take them all, they are more shallow than guys, because girls look at a guy's clothes and brand straight away. Like if they see a Gucci belt or something, they see that straight away and they're like, money, right? They notice it
okay.
straight away. I've seen it. They notice it and they start like liking that. They like um that they wear like expensive clothes or whatever that they show off. Firstly, that doesn't mean you're rich at all. It just means you spent like stupid amount of money on a belt, right?
Yeah.
That's all that I see that means. But girls are way more critical of guys, especially on Tinder. But you have to think of it this way, right? If a girl's getting 1,000+ matches on Tinder,
Yeah.
she's really gonna pick the guy who looks the best, right? The one she thinks is the fittest, and probably is gonna make some money. If like she does, usually girls don't go for someone who's like homeless. I don't think that's really.
Well, we know what, though. I completely disagree with that, to be honest, because I used to have that mindset where it's like, oh, girls just want the guy with a six pack, blah blah blah, and that's not the case. And the thing is, if you're going for them sort of girls, that's what will happen.
No,
I
I
feel like,
know, but you're going for the girl that you think looks nice, and guys' reactions of what they think looks nice is way lower of a standard than what girls think looks
Is it
nice.
though?
I
Is it?
definitely
Because
guys will shag everything, and guys are way more lenient to girls in how they look. I 100% stand by that. Like, how many times do you see a clapped? Well, you rarely see a clapped guy with a pen girl. I mean, I've seen it in like restaurants, and your first reaction is usually he probably has money. Like once you see like a really pen girl and a guy who's just meh, right? You probably think he has money. Like
again, though, that woman is a very, it's a very niche type of girl where I feel like, I don't know, Hugh Hefner, for instance, and how he's got like, this Don's like 175.
I mean, he's died, but yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, listen, when Hugh Hefner was alive, he was like 175, yeah. And then he had a girlfriend that was like 19, yeah.
yeah,
It's very clear. Like, obviously, a gold digger is a thing. However, I feel like, especially men, we instantly go for them type of girls because of, like, I don't, the only way is Essex. We see the type of girls with like, oh, fake lips and all that sort of stuff. When you think,
yeah,
she's so fit, that's the type of girl that I want. However,
yeah,
at the same time, if you go for any average girl, and the thing is, average girls, I feel like all girls are pretty in their own way. However, these girls who are genetically modified, who have plastic surgery, make themselves look better. Yeah,
yeah.
of course they're going to go for the guy who's got like a £865 Gucci satchel and drives a Mercedes on finance.
But the thing is, right? Why are most girls like aspiring to do that as well? Like, I feel like that's a trend where girls want to be that kind of thing, where they want to
I feel
be.
like it's just I feel like you only really find that in Essex, in Chelsea, in these sort of areas where where all the TV shows are, where Georgia Shore is, and I feel like at the end of the day, that girl, that is not the girl for me. I would much rather have a girl who is completely natural and is funny, smart, than have some girl who knows how to suck a mean dick.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I agree. I stand by that, but I don't think we're in the majority. I think we are in the minority, and as guys, I think we think that. But I think girls would, a lot of them would rather have someone who's just better looking, or if they could pick, I think a girl would have someone who's slightly better looking and maybe his personality is a little bit worse than someone whose personality is a little bit better and slightly uglier. I think they'd pick the better looking one more times. I think more girls would pick the better looking guy.
and you know what? And I wish them type of girls well. And I honestly,
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. Do whatever you want.
yeah.
Couldn't care. Doesn't affect me.
All right, right. Listen, Vlad, we need to move topic.
All right.
Can we please talk about? Can we talk about use of money at university?
Okay. Yeah.
There's something. If there was one bit of advice I could give to any, especially business student,
Yeah.
is to work a part-time job.
Yeah.
Also, try and find a job that is relevant to your course.
Yeah.
Because I see so many people who are doing, I don't know, let's just say they're doing international politics.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, they do their weekend job in New Look. And listen, it doesn't matter where your job is. At the end of the day, like we said before, a job is a job.
Yeah.
However, you'd be in a far more beneficial position than if you do a job that's relevant.
Yeah.
For instance, I do business, and last summer I worked in an actual business role.
Yeah.
I worked full time during last summer, and I feel like that has helped me get the placement that I've got.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, we're all in the same starting line realistically when it comes to looking for placements, and you just need something to give you that edge.
Yeah.
And if you have the experience relevant to that role, mate, they're going to be all over you like a dog on hot chips.
I mean, I would love to have. I mean, I just yesterday got my job. I got accepted on my job. Well done to me.
Yes, lad.
And I am now a cleaner at Weatherspoons. Right. I mean, I'm doing an engineering job, and it's right now it's more about getting the money for me. I'm going to keep looking for something more relevant, but I think the counter to your point is it's a lot of the times for most people at uni, it's more about the money. You need the money to survive,
Oh yeah, no,
to eat.
100%. And even me, for instance, like I was very fortunate to find that sales role, but then same time, I've worked in pubs, in clubs.
Yeah,
I've worked in bars, like and obviously they're not relevant to the role. However, honestly, there's nothing more skillful than when you can sort of wing it back to what we actually want to do in life. Because at the end of the
yeah,
day, I feel like, cool, get your money. However, try as hard as you can to, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of some examples. Like, is it possible to like, I don't know, like a receptionist at a hospital, for instance?
yeah,
That would be helpful if you was going for like a medical role because all
yeah.
these terms we're getting, and you can even say, oh, working as a receptionist has opened my eyes because I spoke to doctors, I told them about
Mm,
my position, and they helped me, blah blah blah.
yeah,
So obviously, do what you need to do to get bread at the end of the day.
yeah.
But at the same time, I really recommend try and get a job that is relevant to your course.
Yeah, I agree. If you do, I mean, get a job firstly just to get the money, right?
Yeah,
And then after that, keep looking for something that's more relevant. You still have the job, you still have the
yeah,
money, but you're looking for something more relevant. It might take longer to find that because there aren't that many of those jobs available. But you still have your job at wherever it may be, just to
yeah,
get that money to hold you over. But I think
100%.
when it comes to money at uni, I think a lot of people are bad with it. Right. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people are shit with money, and I've seen it. People get their student finance, and
yeah,
I think most people pay their rent straight away. I think most people are smart enough that they pay their rent straight away.
yeah,
I'm going to avoid talking about the people who don't pay their rent because they're just get lost altogether. But most people will pay their rent straight away, and then they have the rest. The rest of
yeah,
their money is for food, for
mhm,
bills, whether that be your subscriptions, your phone, and then if there's a little bit more after that, probably treating yourself. But I think
yeah,
a lot of people flip it. They first treat themselves, and then they buy food, then they buy their
mm,
bills,
yeah,
and then they're left at the end with whatever's left. That is their food money, and that's where I think all the like memes and stuff of student meals being just pot noodles. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I didn't really go out in my first year. Well, foundation year,
no,
but first year, I didn't go out because I don't really like drinking. I don't like the taste of alcohol that much anyway. I
yeah,
don't like getting drunk, and my friends who I was around didn't enjoy that either. So we never ended up going out. And I'm happy with that. I think I prefer that so much more. And obviously, I'm saving money on alcohol and club entrances, obviously. Um, and then I I would much prefer to eat a nice meal every day
yeah,
than to have I don't know, a nice t-shirt. Like
yeah,
like I can buy normal t-shirts later on in life. I'm gonna have a proper wage and I can treat myself properly if I want to. But while I'm
yeah,
at uni, I would prefer to take care of myself and take care of my body and eat some decent food. So I
100%.
so I think I my weekly shop for food. Bearing in mind, I bought bottled water as well because our taps were disgusting and I wasn't
Oh, yeah,
drinking that tap water.
yeah,
So I bought bottled water, and then there was on the occasion like toothpaste and those kind of things that I needed to buy, random stuff.
yeah,
I probably spent around £40 a week
yeah,
on
100%.
shopping, like food
Yeah,
shopping and stuff, and then a little bit more for like subscriptions, Netflix, etc. But I think I'm in the very minority, and I'd recommend to anyone who's gone to uni that you really think about what you're doing. Like, take a minute, look at your money, plan it out, see how much you have, how much you can spend on food, how much like an actual shop cost. Go with your mum and dad if you want to Tesco. Um, put in what you would buy for yourself,
yeah,
um, and see how much that costs you, so you know what you're eating, and then eventually you can plan out how much you want to spend on food shopping, how much you need for your bills, and then how much you have left. After all of that, you have some money left. You can put it in savings. I'd recommend putting it in savings, obviously. But if you want to treat yourself, you're like, oh, there's this hoodie I want to buy. Da 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 da. You can spend that money. You're free to spend that money without like
yeah,
restricting yourself on anything else. I think that's my uh, tips for anyone who is struggling with money or doesn't know how to handle money at uni.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? Especially at our university,
Yeah,
I feel like universities are very, very helpful in trying to teach you how to deal with money. Because I feel like the one thing that I wish we sort of did in secondary school is I wish we did like a home economics sort of thing where you sort of got taught taxes, wages, you know, like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're definitely thrown into the deep end, and I feel like I definitely will be teaching my children at an early age, like how to do this sort of stuff. Because I feel like at university, I feel like a lot of people, this is their first taste of proper money,
Yeah.
and like, well, for me, for instance, like I I got the full maintenance, and like, mate, I've never had that much money in my life. So, but thankfully, especially because of you, like I was able to sort of curb my enthusiasm, and I've saved my money, and like, and sometimes it always comes in handy.
Yeah.
For example, like you know, I don't know, during this whole coronavirus stuff, I feel like a lot of people would have heavily relied on their student loan right now.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, if
Okay,
you're not working, and you're gonna need that money.
but you know, as an overview, try and get a part-time job, and if it isn't relevant to your role, then you know, it's just the way it is. Instead of maybe doing that, you could do like online courses and try and do extracurricular activities such as learning a language, which I've been doing myself. I've been learning German for 2 years,
Yeah.
and I feel like another thing I just want to talk about quickly is that you need to make yourself look as attractive to these employers as possible. So, for example, learning a second language, I don't think there is a better thing you can do than learning a second language. 100%. Well, you can speak for yourself, like, because you're Serbian, so you can speak like Croatian, Serbian, a little bit of Russian here and there.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like, especially working for international businesses, they want people who are as flexible as possible. So yeah, learn a second language, learn a skill, learn how to do C++.
Yeah.
Learn something that makes you look nice. Let's move on to our placement year.
Okay.
So I would like to get your opinion on it first, because obviously I'm doing the placement year now. So
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts and feelings on a placement? Should they do it? Why? And yeah, and do you think a university course is worth it without a placement?
I think placement is the biggest win you could possibly have at university. I think
Okay.
I think if you can in any way try to get a placement, because it is going to make you so much more employable, and you're going to get all of that experience, and you're not missing out on any university work. Most students do placements now, especially, and if you do well in a placement, a lot of the times your employer will offer you a contract to work after your last year of uni.
100%.
Or they might even pay, like in some rare cases, I know that employers will pay for your final year. So you don't have to pay student finance. Your employers you'll pay your tuition fees, so you have less student finance to pay back. Even that in a small self is like a really good thing, and you would never get that experience, and you would probably never be employable unless you went to that placement year. So I think definitely going on placement is probably the best thing you could do. But you've just started your placement, so I mean, what's that been like? Like, especially now with Corona, like, I'm curious how that's going. You have started it now, right?
Well, no, I technically started on the I think start of August, but I'm basically there. And you know what? There's one thing I would like to say. There is nothing more. The whole going for a placement has got to be the most gut wrenching, confidence knocking thing you can do. Because at the end of the day, so I applied for a load and load and load of placements, and then getting to the final stage of one, a massive airline company that I won't mention, and so in most cases with these sort of, let's take it from the start. So usually your university will give you a guidance counselor sort of person who will point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And they will help you with your CV. They will help you. They will help you sort of they'll tell you what employers are looking for, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then, so what it will usually be, so all you have to present to them is your first year grades, and that's why. Quick little side note: do not take first year as some sort of joke. Get the highest grades you can possibly can, because you're spending over £9,000, and this helps you so much with your placements. So basically, I did pretty well in my first year. And I knew that, okay, cool, I'll be fine, sort of thing. I know I'll be able to get a placement definitely, and also because of my working within a relevant role, blah blah, it helped me. So basically, in our case, they had like this on the website. They sort of gave us links to all these different placement roles, and we just had to basically complete the application form on either the company's website or send the relevant person a CV. So basically, the application process usually, I'm trying to think. In most cases, you have to put in all your boring, like, I don't know, name, address, blah blah, that sort of stuff. You have to put in your work experience, which, may I say, is so boring. It's so boring. And you've got to put your qualifications in. And usually, if you've got to do it one by one, which again is very, very boring, especially if you've got, I don't know, like three A levels, 11 GCSEs, whatever, it is long. Yeah. But then basically, so in most cases, you'll send off your CV, and usually it won't be the actual document of your CV. They'll ask you to do it in their sort of way. So you just have to basically copy and paste part of your CV into it.
Yeah.
And then so you send it off, and then if they like you, you go on to the next stage, which can be in many different ways. Some companies you have to do an English and maths exam, and the only way I can sort of relate it to is sort of like the 11 plus, especially with the maths bit. So like basically, you have to answer some relevant role answers into the actual business itself. So if you're doing a banking job, they'll give you a scenario of a bank situation where, I don't know, if you worked for an international bank and communications fell through with one from another country, how would you deal with that? Blah blah blah. And it's very hard. It's very hard. I won't lie to you. Like it's like sitting in an exam, because like these questions, they're not easy at all. And I have so much respect for people who actually get through it, because it's so difficult. So, and if you pass that, you go to the interview stage. The interview stage can be in many different forms. I'll give you my examples. So with the role that I've actually got, I got a phone call interview initially. I then got a video interview with the head of the recruitment, shall I say. And then after that, if you get through that, and then they will do a video interview with your hiring manager or the head of the department. I did that. I did another one, which was supposed to be in real life. So it was, sorry, in person, not in real life, in person. However, due to coronavirus, I had to do it over the video interview again. And then from then, I happily got the job. But I feel like, and that was just the one I've received. However, I did one with another company where basically they had to do this online thing where they gave you a scenario, and then you had to do a quick 30-second answer on video how you deal with the situation. So, for instance, a question would be: so if you are a manager of this company, well, so what is the one thing you try to improve for the company? Which I personally feel like it's a shot in the foot how I asked the question, because I looked at the negatives of the company instead of thinking, okay, let's be smart about this. Well, so for instance, if I knew now what I knew then, if I knew then what I know now, I would answer it by saying, oh, I believe in efficiency, blah blah blah. However, I looked at the negatives of the company and I basically just said how dead the company was. So don't do that. I literally slated them, so don't do that. But yeah, so the application process is very long. It took me, I feel like with the company I got, I think I started speaking to them in December. No, I think November, December, and then I actually got the job in March, I'd like to say. So it does take a long time, but please persevere. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
And the company I'm working at, I'm so happy I got this job. It's the complete little thing I wanted to do. And I feel like part of the reason why I did get the job, obviously because I'm some sick person. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'm
obviously
like
the best
10 out of 10, paying, I don't know, just great. But
shaggable.
also, oh yeah, they definitely hit me up. And basically, I feel like the reason why I got the placement was because of my extracurricular activity. So I learned German at university, showing initiative, and also just the relevant roles. So it goes back to what I'm saying. Please try and make yourself look as employable as possible whilst at university. Take advantage of the free courses they give you, because you'll never get that opportunity again.
Yeah. I mean, take advantage of everything at university. There's so many societies and clubs that you could join, and even being just a part of them gives you extra credit. And even your jobs, even if you're not doing a relevant job and you can't find a relevant job, having any job is still better than having no job.
100%.
Because it still shows that you're able to get up on time, you're able to do work, you're able to possibly even manage. You're able to take initiative, and you're able to work in a working environment. If you come in with no work experience, then that's a bit dodgy. It's a massive risk for that company. They're not really looking for that kind of thing. So even if you're like me, I want to work in an engineering firm, and I'm being a cleaner. It's not very relevant almost nearly at all, but at least it's some work experience until I can find something that's possibly better.
Yeah. No, I'll get you 100%. So yeah, just try because at the end of the day, most of the time when you're applying for a role, it's you against thousands of other people going for this one role.
Yeah.
So you just need to make sure that you set yourself away from that crowd.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do have one more topic I would like to bring up, Vlad.
Yeah, go on.
So, what's your opinions on a gap year?
Right. I am probably not the best advocate of a gap year. The worst kind of gap year that I know someone that's doing is they're supposed to do a placement this year.
Yeah.
That placement ended up falling through, not now,
Yeah.
but early enough where they could have reapplied. They decided not to, and instead of carrying on finishing their third year because they don't have a placement, which would be probably the best thing to do, they decided to take a whole year off university and just do something. Don't know what they did, but they're going to do something. But that is just, I don't agree with that. I mean, it's hard enough getting back into the university work and the workload from summer, especially when you're going, like, as you go on the years, it gets harder. That's difficult enough. And then not even getting anything out of that whole year, possibly, is, I don't see as worth it. But the other gap year that a lot of people take is the year between sixth form and university. They take a year off.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not sure what they want to do at university. They complete their A levels. Hopefully they did well enough, but they're still not sure what they want to apply for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I'm more okay with that. If you're not sure, then there's no point going into something that you don't want to do or you're not 100% on. You're wasting time and money. You might as well go out, get a job, go travel possibly if you can afford it, go to work, see what working full-time, like a proper full-time is like. Even if you go to work and you don't like your job, going to work and realize that, okay, I don't like this job, I don't want to be doing this, you know for a fact that you can take that off the table and you'll be like, I have everything else that I definitely don't want to do. And you can keep doing that until you figure out what's left and you'll be like, okay, I guess this is what I'd like to do and pursue that, look into it, etc. Those gap years I'm okay with, I believe. But I think taking a random gap year for no reason in the middle of uni is just fucking stupid. You're just wasting everyone's time.
Well, listen, you know what? I've got a bit of a different point of view to you, actually, because basically I feel like I don't see the positives of doing a gap year after A levels. My reason being is that I feel like if you're going to take a gap year after A levels, you're more than likely not going to want to go back to university and start learning it again. I feel like during that year, you're sort of, in most cases, if you're working, you're working, you're earning money, and then you're going to go back to being poor, sort of thing. So I personally feel like, and which is what I think I might do, I might do my gap year after university.
Yeah.
Because especially then, it's not one of the things where, I don't know, because I feel like you're older then, and if you want to go on a gap year and go travelling, I feel like it's a lot better to do it when you're a bit older, and so you won't be taken advantage of by these companies, blah, blah, blah. And also, I feel like having the degree in the bag is sorted, because I feel like going from A levels to university, I feel like it didn't really phase that much because it was just doing education again.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I feel like me personally, if I took that year off, I don't think I would have went to university.
But what if you don't know what you want? What if you know you want to go to university? You want to do something, but you don't know what, like what you want to do. What do you do then?
I don't really feel like with that, I'm pretty sure the university gives you a month or two for you to change course.
Yeah, but let's say you want to do, you're signed up for biochemistry, and then you want to do Spanish cuisine. Right.
Okay. Well, I think it's one of them ones where I feel like the only way you're going to know if you don't like the course is by doing the course.
Yeah.
For instance, with me in international business, I knew I liked business and I knew I liked the international aspect of it. However, I didn't know whether that was going to be for me. And the only way I knew was the idea of learn by doing.
And
I feel like the only way you're going to be able to know whether you like it or not is just by doing it. And if worse came to worse, obviously I would have just changed course the few weeks after doing it. I know lots of people who did that actually. I know a few people who were doing, I don't know, let's just say that they were doing Spanish cuisine.
Yeah.
And then they got sick and tired of eating paella. And then it was like, you know what? I'm quite interested in I don't know, I can't think of a country now. This is really bad. I don't know, like
From an international business student, can't
yeah,
name a country.
Jesus, mate, I've had a brain fart here. So Nathan's like, you know what? I'm quite a fan of the country Tonga. So I'd like to know about the Tongan cuisine. So they change course.
What if they don't offer that?
Listen. There are so many universities. I think it's like 100. Is it what 207 universities in this country? I don't know why I've got that number in my head. I've got a random number of that in my head. There's loads of universities.
Yeah.
But they will do Tongan cuisine somewhere. And if they don't, I'm gonna personally make it my mission to set up a university that does Tongan cuisine.
Yeah. Watch your space. I mean, they teach Klingon at universities in America. So
don't.
Really? Yeah, it's a
Are you mad?
It's a real degree. You can get
about a fake language.
It's a real language now. All languages.
Who's speaking here?
Imagine you pull up to an interview. You're like, "Hi, are you here for the interview?" You hear,
wait, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what the language is like. Oh yeah.
Probably. Oh, because it wasn't Klingon from like Star Trek or something.
Yeah, it's part of Star Trek.
Oh mate, and listen,
it's a real degree.
Enough. Actually, you know what? On Duolingo they've got it as well, and it upset me then.
Yeah, you can also do Dothraki and High Valyrian from the Game of Thrones.
It's not real. Wake up, people! It's not fucking real.
I mean, it can be. If enough people speak it, it becomes a real.
Okay, well, listen. Please find the corner of the earth and live there with all the other people learning the language. Please form your own sort of government because listen. You know what? I'm just trying to think about. I feel like it could be beneficial because no, it's not. It's not a fucking real language.
Who are you going to talk to?
Mate, you're going to be sitting on your fucking writing a book that you can read. And you know what? If I ever meet a doctor in Klingon, give him boxing gloves. Give him the Klingon with the boxing gloves.
Yeah.
And we're fighting there and then. Because I refuse to believe. And you know what? Oh no! You know what I did hear?
Yeah.
What was it? I think there's a university course out in America. Again, surprisingly, isn't it in like Star Wars or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. They have,
mate.
Yeah.
But listen, at the end of the day, if you're listening to this and you want to do Klingon University, please click off this whole Spotify or wherever it is into, please, and put on your boxing gloves and come find me. We're fighting there and then, all right? I don't care.
Fight. He's gonna just attack you and just starts like phlegming.
Mate, especially during coronavirus, so I hope you're wearing a mask, all right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't get where you're gonna use it other than maybe Comic-Con, but that's probably it.
But to be fair, imagine how many partners you could be getting from being able to speak Klingon. Because I feel like people
put that
are
on your Tinder profile.
Oh yeah, I'm 99% fluent in Klingon, and you know what? I feel like if you met someone who's interested in and who spoke Klingon, that is your life partner.
Yeah,
you're meant to be, and I wish you the best of luck as long as you're 497 miles away from me. Okay, so Vlad, is there anything else you'd like to speak about?
No. Let's have a quick look what the time is.
You know what? I'm definitely enjoying it being a bit longer.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know what? Just quickly, if you make it this far,
yeah,
please DM me. So not DM me, sorry. DM our Instagram.
Yeah, at the studentcast. Plug it.
Yeah, at the studentcast. Please add it up. Follow. We do follow back right now. That's until we get big enough where we just start unfollowing all of you. But
yeah,
for now,
yeah.
Please send us a DM saying Vlad and Brandon
like spoons.
Yes.
That's it. Then we'll know that you've made it this far. DM us, Vlad and Brandon like spoons on the studentcast Instagram.
Please. And you know what? And then I'll know you're a real one. And who knows? There could be a little surprise there for you.
Oh, little shout out to all of our 50 listeners. Big up the 50 listeners. Big up everyone who's made it this far. Appreciate everyone listening to the podcast. Make sure you share it. Share it with your nan. Share it with your mum. Share it with your nan's nan. Make sure she has Spotify and she gets the episode and listens to it.
And you know what? I'd just like to say very quickly that I'm not happy with how many Apple what is it called? Apple Music listeners we have.
Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast. Start using us on all different platforms.
Yeah.
Listen, if you've got a laptop, do it on one. iPad, do it on the other.
Yeah.
Listen,
Play them all at the same time.
We are trying to be big man out here. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any other topics you'd like to speak about?
Yeah. I mean, what is the weirdest thing you've seen at uni? Like, I know we've seen a lot of weird shit, but I mean, I'll give them a story. Less of a story of something about one of my flatmates, right? One of my flatmates was very odd. God. He was very strange. He lived next door to me, and I was more like, he was very robotic. I wouldn't be surprised if he was an android. But he ate a lot of weird stuff. That's the weird thing that I found about him. He ate a lot of weird things. It's not that weird, some of the stuff, but other stuff is really weird. He ate a chicken breast that was unseasoned in the oven pretty much every day. His dinner was usually nachos. I mean, and then one time, the thing that actually lost me was he was sitting at the table and he had a bag. He was eating it like crisps, and it was a bag of rocket, like the leaf.
Mate.
He was just eating leaves.
He is so lucky that I didn't catch him doing that.
I mean, he also always fucking preed my food. Every time I was cooking, he always ended up coming in and started sniffing it and started looking up at my food. He was
he said, you know what, Vlad, you could do a little bit of rocket in that.
Yeah. He was like, oh, that smells really nice, and starts coming up close to my food. I'm like, boy, you best be careful. Don't you dare take my food.
Is he one of them kids? You know when you were young and you'd be like, oh, I like chicken nuggets too.
Yeah.
You know where it's like, obviously they're too young to ask, but they want it, and they just look at you like, oh, my favourite food is chicken nuggets, and you're sort of like, is that the case? Well, have a bit, go find a job, and buy some.
I mean, look, there's one thing that happened in my flat that I'm never gonna live down, because it pissed me off so much that I still hate whoever did it, and I haven't figured it out. What was it? Yes. I got a Red Bull one night, and I knew I had a 9 a.m. and I knew I was going to be up really late. And I put it in the fridge because I like my drinks cold. I was like, in the first thing in the morning, I put it in the fridge, left it there over on my shelf, and I went to bed. And I come back in the morning absolutely shattered. I'm like, I need my Red Bull to get me up in the morning, because I am dying. I don't like coffee. Fuck coffee. Coffee drinkers can go gag.
Shut up. Don't, because I'll drive to your house right now.
Gag on a pencil. Gag on a pencil. Coffee tastes like shit. Right. And some man stole my Red Bull. I don't know who you are, right? If you listen to this, I will find you. You took my Red Bull when I needed it most, right? I went that whole morning with no Red Bull. I had like 3 hours worth of lectures, and I had to sit there listening, doing maths with no energy. Whoever took it, and I asked everyone in the flat, and everyone said no, and I don't have no idea who took it, but I will fucking find you, and I will get it back. I will get my drink back. I don't care.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone listening to this, you're all on the case now, so can you please search around your local area, ask around for me, please?
Yeah, ask around, have you seen a missing Red Bull? Because
hashtag it in the comments. Bring back Vlad's Red Bull, all right? Fucking this bastard. I'm gonna personally find it for you, Vlad. Actually, I'm gonna personally get that Red Bull back for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You know what? About weird stories, obviously, I don't know what to say, because obviously a lot of my flatmates listen to my podcast.
Yeah, however, I mean, there was some questionable behaviour in that flat.
No, of course. But you know what? I don't think I really have that many weird stories that I can really talk about. Actually, obviously you know them, but I can't really speak about them.
I mean, I remember at one point in your flat, there was a mess in the kitchen.
No. Oh yeah, no. Let's talk about that.
No, I'm bringing it up. There was a mess in the kitchen. I think, was it over Christmas that it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So over Christmas break, most people went home, and like in every single university flat in the country, people leave shit everywhere. Stuff gets left on the counters, food waste and stuff. But I came into your flat and I saw a box, right? And it looked like it was a bit dirty and moldy. And I looked at it, and the whole thing was foam, green and blue, disgusting foam. And I remember you even got like a fucking letter from the accommodation saying that you need to clean your flat. It's disgusting. Like your kitchen was awful.
Yeah, but well, listen. You know what? I have seen. Have you seen on? I'm just baiting that where like our kitchen. It was bad, but it was just that little table. Have you seen the ones where literally the whole flat is done out here? It's all like it's almost as if all the people who learn Klingon at university live there, sort of thing.
I don't get it. Like, how can you not be clean? Like, you're living there. Like, this is where you're gonna live. Why? How can you live in a mess? Like, it's disgusting.
Well, at the end of the day, I feel like people have lived so long with, I don't know, with their mum or their dad or their carer, whoever it is, cleaning up after them. So they're not used to actually having the responsibility of cleaning up for themselves, because they have the idea of, oh, if I go to school, I come back, my room will be clean.
Yeah.
Which obviously doesn't work, even though I've prayed so many times that it worked. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you know what? I definitely, listen, at first year, I wasn't dirty, but I was messy. I was messy, especially in my room. However, I've grown up now.
Yeah.
Ish. Though you come around with like a fucking magnifying glass and check every corner of my room, make sure it's clean.
I mean, I'm a bit OCD, but yeah.
You know what? If me and you live together,
I'd turn you into clean. I'd make you clean.
You know what? I want it to happen. I want it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'd make you clean.
And you know what? I feel like if I had a house, I'll treat it differently to just university accommodation. Because I feel like a house it's literally like your area. It's like that's your home.
Yeah, but I also think looking at it, your room was your home, right? If anything was going to be clean in a flat, right, it would be the place where you sleep. And you know, you weren't dirty. There wasn't like fucking like chocolate sauce on the floor, but there was like clothes. There was some mess, and I can't stand that. Like,
no, what do you say? If you walk into a room, it's almost as if no one lives there. Just it's always this nice fucking minimalist idea.
I don't like stuff. I don't like mess. It's not. I'm not about that life.
Yeah, well, and listen, lads. If you listen to this, make sure your room's clean. Otherwise, Vlad will find you.
Yeah, I will. I will find you, and I will switch your course to Spanish cuisine. All right. You're not doing whatever you're doing, and if you were doing Spanish cuisine, you're now doing Klingon.
And if you're doing Klingon, put your boxing gloves on because we're fighting in it. So like, it's not a good ending for you whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's coming to the end of today's episode. I think we've had a great chat, and hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you like it. Make sure you follow us on social media. And we're going to see you in the next episode.
Yeah, and listen, you know what? Please send us messages whether you like what we talk about or not, just so we know whether to keep it going. Because listen, if this podcast gets 50 views, we'll release the third one.
Yeah.
All right. So lads, have a lovely day, have a lovely evening, and fuck off.